Yo, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the Believe in Your Purpose podcast. On today, a very special guest of mine. She happens to be my best friend, and I love her
My
to death.
baby.
Welcome to the show. We have Tika, and she's the owner of two businesses. Believe it or not, we have Tika with Healing with Grace and Grace's Kitchen Store. Welcome to the podcast, Tika.
Thank you for having me, friend. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, I'm chilling. I'm
Good.
chilling
I'm
in the
so
day.
proud of you. This is so dope.
I appreciate it, friend, and I appreciate your support
Mm,
and your encouraging words
Boy,
along the way. It's been
boy.
mad dope. It's been mad dope, and it's just so good to have you here, and I'm excited about it. So let's jump into it.
Okay.
All right, so Tika, the owner of Healing with Grace and Grace's Kitchen Store. So tell us about it. Give us a little background.
Okay. Well, my full name is Shawntika. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Transferred over to South Carolina back in '06 and had did the whole married life thing. Left marriage in 2016. Came to Charlotte with my 17-year-old daughter at the time and had to relearn who Tika was. And in that became this whole healing journey, learning how to eat properly, learning what products to use to make the foods. So when I learned all of these things and started utilizing it in my daily life, it's like, how do I get this out to the masses? That's where Grace's Kitchen Store comes into play. We're going to sell you only stainless steel products, cast iron products, ceramic products, things that is beneficial for when you cook your products, your food. You don't want to use aluminum. You don't want to use the things that they sell us in the Family Dollar and the Dollar Generals. You know, that you want to use products that are quality when you're cooking your foods because then chemicals and things transfer. So that's where Grace's Kitchen Store came into play. Just helping people understand product choice when it comes to making your food because that is so important, as well as what food you decide to make
Right,
for
right,
yourself.
for sure.
The healing with grace, that is more of the energy work that I do. That's going to be the chakra inspired waist beads, bracelets. That's just the beaded jewelry. It's also going to be where I do my tarot readings, where I give my phone sessions for soul guidance. Healing with grace is the space where you come and heal with me. That name of that business has two different meanings. So healing with grace, when is you're healing with me, my maiden name is Grace.
Yeah.
Um, and then you're also healing with grace. You're not being so hard on yourself during the healing process. I'm reminding you to give yourself kudos along the way. Um, you're healing with me because I'm not doing anything for you. I don't heal you. I give you tactics and I give you techniques to utilize in your daily life
Yeah.
to bring forth the peace or whatever it is that you're searching for. So those are my babies and I treat them as such.
I love it. Listen,
Yeah.
that's so dope. Like you have healing. It's almost like grace and mercy in a sense. It's like you got healing and you have the grace, and then the
Yeah.
two merging together. That is so dope. So we have
Yeah.
kitchen essentials, as
Yes.
well as healing products.
Correct.
I want to know from you, why is energy so important to you?
Because energy never dies. It just transforms and morphs into something else. And if we are not aware of the energy that we are putting out, we can create a beast or we can create a heaven. So
Mm,
I made it my business when I got into my journey and I filled all of my voids and kind of released all of the anger and things like that and filled those voids with love. I was able to give off a better energy. That's what it is.
yeah,
So instead of me
yeah.
being like walking around with a chip on my shoulder, thinking people are out to get me, I am open. I'm smiling at strangers, which is something Brooklyn Tika would have never done.
Right, right.
So now it's I'm smiling at strangers. Nobody is a stranger to me today. And
Nobody.
that's just how it is. And that's because I have morphed my energy into a love energy.
Yeah.
So I don't meet strangers. We're all extensions of one another. I just meet different versions of myself all day long. And it's
Yo,
amazing.
that is amazing. Like the way you just said that, like I don't meet strangers. Like, yo, like
Oh,
everybody to me is no longer considered a stranger. It's more so
yeah.
like, it's just a different extension
Correct.
of myself. It's
Yes. And that's what
crazy.
energy is. And that's why it's so important that we pay attention to the energy that we consume as well as what we exude. Is very important. And so that's why I got into the making of the chakra sprays and the aura sprays and being able to provide those services. Like, okay, sometimes we need reminders throughout our days.
Yeah.
So with my chakra sprays, it's like, oh, I'm feeling a little muddy right now, or oh, that person aggravated me. Let me go ahead and spray something. Let me spray this energy. Let me clear this energy up off of me, up off around me. Like let me go
Yeah.
ahead and get back centered. And that aromatherapy, that's real. Those essential oils, that smelling, the way that I create the chakras, the energy that I put into it, you're gonna feel like at peace when you spray it. And
Okay,
I
so
know because people told me.
yeah, I love that. So let me ask you, Tika. Let me ask you, like seriously,
Mhm.
with your with the chakras and everything, do you really feel that sense of comfort, peace, protection, like away from what's going on, like in the world? Maybe
Oh,
you had
for
a bad
sure.
day at work or something like that. So that to you, that's more so considered like that's your peace of mind. Like that's your protection. That's what keeps you sane.
Well, knowing that I have control over what I engage in keeps me sane, right? And knowing how my energy centers, which is the chakras, knowing how they assist in my daily movement helps me understand where I need to be to maintain that peace. So, for instance, if I'm feeling anxiety, I know that that's connected to my root chakra, right? So,
Yeah.
and that can be anxiety for anything. It can be little, it can be big, right? So at that point, if I feel anxiety, this is what I personally do. If I feel anxiety, I'm going to speak root chakra affirmations. I trust the process of life. If something has me in a panic and it's like, I don't know how this is going to work out, I trust the process of life. And I quiet that voice by saying that affirmation until I feel a calmness or a peace reside over me. If I'll also spray the chakra spray because that has the essential oils for the root chakra to kind of balance that out. So you spray the spray around you, you're taking a couple of deep breaths while you doing that. You're inhaling that essential oils, that smell. You're going to get that peace back. So learning how your energy centers affects your daily life is necessary, right?
Yeah.
And in order to know why you have the anxiety, where's the anxiety coming from, right?
Yeah.
That's the next step. But when you just to get through that anxious moment, you're having anxiety. First affirmation I always say is, I trust the process of life.
Mm.
Because if you trust the process of life, then whatever the unknown is becomes a little bit more bearable for me anyway.
Yeah.
That those affirmations are those have been key in my healing and finding balance, along with the paying attention to the colors and the smells and all of that's connected to each chakra. It's been a blessing.
Let me ask you real quick. First and
Mhm.
foremost, I trust the process. Is that what you said? I trust the process
I trust the
of life.
process, yes,
That's
of life, of life. And that's a difficult thing to do if you really think about that statement, right? So when I first got into this and I saw that affirmation on something, I was scrolling through social media plenty years ago. And I saw that and I was like, I trust the process of life. And I had to think about it because at the time, no, I didn't. I
Right.
was very anxious about how is this going to get done and how is that going to get done and where is this going to come from. And so then saying that statement, it felt like I was lying to myself because I didn't trust the process
Mm,
because I was literally still trying to figure things out. So how can I
mm,
trust the process and still be doing this? That doesn't make
mm,
sense. So then
mm,
when I started holding myself more accountable for the affirmations that I was saying, if indeed you are saying you trust the process of life, that means you have to release, surrender, and actually trust it. And so, yeah, I fought that for a very long time. But this is how my businesses became about because I trusted the process of life. I had to leave a whole job, the whole security of having a paycheck every 2 weeks
mm.
to say, huh? I want people to buy kitchen essentials online. Are you serious, Spirit? For real?
Yeah,
That's what you want me to do?
right.
And they're like, do you trust the process or do you not?
Mm.
Do you trust it or do you not? And so, yes, I trust it. And I trust
Listen,
it because since November 2020, I have not had a steady paycheck from a corporation of any kind, right? So it's just like literally me out here. And if I don't make a sale, I don't eat.
and that's
And
real.
that's the pressure that I kind of put on myself, but it's not really pressure because I'm trusting the process.
Mm. That's a mouthful right there, like literally. And when you say trust the process, I felt that. Like I felt that because like when you say I trust the process, I trust the process, that means that I'm trusting the good days, I'm trusting the bad days, I'm trusting the days of when I just don't know how to get it together, when I really don't even know what my next move is going to be. But at the end of the day, I trust the process. And that's really what you're saying.
Right. Well, see, on the bad days, well, I call my bad days my not so good days, right? So
Mm,
I don't use it as bad, but my not so good days, that's
mm,
when I really know that I'm trusting the process. Because on those days, instead of me feeling sorrow or having pity parties because no sales are coming through, or oh my gosh, the light bill is due when I haven't had a sale in about a week or two, or because that's real entrepreneurship life, right?
that's
It's
real.
like
Right.
you're not going to have 15 sales all the time,
Right.
20, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
when they come in, you are so ecstatic and you're so happy, but when they don't come in, what are you doing? Right? And so, but when they don't come in for me, I'm trusting the process. I'm not panicking. I'm not stressing. Oh my gosh, well, if this doesn't happen, then this, and creating more negative scenarios in my brain. I'm not doing that.
Right.
I'm
Let me ask you.
sitting here and I'm trusting the process. I'm following the inspired steps that come along. I'm doing the internal work that's necessary to match the energy frequency in which I'm actually in search of,
Hmm.
right? So there's never no work happening
Right.
because
Right.
the life process is just that. It's a process. It's never nothing is overnight,
For sure. There
you
is, if anybody was to tell you that there was overnight success with any type of business, you should be running the opposite direction. Like, because it just don't happen that way. Like, nothing happens
Yeah.
overnight. Like, lots
Right.
of dedication, lots of patience. So, hey, I'm definitely there with
Yes.
it on that one. And speaking of process, I want to know
Mhm.
in the form in a day of creating jewelry, um, what's the process like for
Mhm.
you when it comes to creating your jewelry?
Ah, first I set the mood. Right? So I'm lighting some incense, I'm playing my music, either it's going to be meditation music or I'm literally in here citing the chakra affirmations while I'm doing the beading. Um got into doing the beading when I found out about waist beads, right? I was like, "Ooh." And that kind of touched my soul a little bit. I was like, "Oh, this must be something I'm supposed to get into." So I made me a couple, and then a couple of the females that were around me, they were like, "Oh, well, wait a minute, what's that? Let me get in on that." So and it really just happened just like that. It was like, okay, but I make these for me. And that's
Right.
how I started doing anything. Everything literally goes through me first. It's not like I saw it and it's like, oh, let me jump on this fad right here. No. How can I implement this creative thing that I love to do? How can I implement it as a healing tool?
Mm,
Because I'm always about how are we going to move forward as a collective, not how I'm gonna gain this and how I'm gonna gain that, because I am everything that I need,
mm,
right? So I don't need too much more.
sure. Hey,
But
that's an
how can I get to the
affirmation.
collective?
That's an affirmation within itself, right there. You
And I
know.
say it every day. I say it every day. I am everything that I need.
Yeah. I'm everything. I
So
like.
it's like
I'm everything.
I'm everything.
I just got caught
Because
up for a minute.
with it, yeah. But it's easy to do because when it comes to like our abilities, a lot of people don't respond to their abilities. They run away from their abilities, right? Because it becomes it can become a burden. It can become a responsibility, right? So it's like, oh my God, I gotta do that. Because I used to think like that at one point. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in the front. I don't want to. No, I don't want to do that. But if I'm living my life on purpose, right? Then I have to respond to my abilities. I
Come
have
on.
to.
Come on
It's
now.
my job to. Like
Yeah.
it's my
Yeah.
job to. Like the only reason why I have this ability is so that I can respond to it and with it. So me being able to be creative is like, okay, how can I help the collective? Because that's what we're all here to do. We're all supposed to be helping one another because we're all connected in some form or fashion. Because with energy, it does not die, it just transforms. So, how can I do this? And then it was just like, okay, well, put the beads out there. And then it's just like, it started to grow just from word of mouth. Just from, hey, I know this person that does it. And oh, she does it. Oh, and I love her energy and she does great job. So, oh, this girl told me about you. Oh, okay then. But how I maintain my mental health doing all of this, all money ain't good money. So
Come on now.
I'm
Hey.
not that. So I'm not gonna accept money from you just because this what you want.
Yeah.
Is this the journey you on? Is this conducive to where you are on your journey? Because if it's not, then me and you may not be a mesh, and that's okay.
Mm,
That's
mm,
okay.
yeah.
Because everybody is not at the place where they can be receptive and open to receive what's there. Because with my waist beads, it's not just some cute beads on a string. It's a lot of intent poured into
Speaking
these
of your
products.
beads, do you have any beads that you can show us on cam?
I do. 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 I do.
Hey.
Okay. So this would be like a root chakra inspired bead. I'm not sure if you can see the whole thing, but with my beads, they're not tied on, right? They're removable. So you can use the lobster claw or we have the barrel where you can twist it. So this will be like a root chakra inspired bead. So this is going to be like red, gold, and white. And when you go on the Instagram page, Healing with Grace, if you scroll all the way down, I'm gonna repost it though. But I have a color chart listed on there, which tells you like what the colors are connected to. So like with red, if you're needing to feel like boldness or you're needing your root chakra balance, you will put your red beads on. You will put your root chakra inspired beads on, and you'll be able to have your strength to how do you say, to address anything that would be kind of like an anxiety driven event.
Mm-hmm.
When you're wearing these beads, I don't know what it is. I promise y'all, it's something spirit does for me or through me or something. Because if I put on some red beads, things where I am normally very timid in, I'm out there. I'm out in the front. And D, you know me, I don't even like attention.
Nah,
I don't even
yeah,
like attention.
yeah. For
So
those that are
these
really listening and watching, honestly, she really don't crave attention. Like so honestly, like this is really a huge step. Like she don't care for attention at all. That's not who she is for sure. Let me ask you something, Otika, real quick.
Mhm.
With the jewelry creation, which is
Mhm.
by the way very beautiful. And I love the fact that you
Thank
articulated
you.
in terms of what the colors of them really mean. I want to know. Um,
Right.
you said earlier about you were talking about trusting the process, but you also were
Mhm.
talking about during those times to where I don't feel like doing this. I want to kind of ease into during those challenging times of rather this I don't want to do this today or I'm not feeling like it. What are those times to where a day in the life of business is really challenging for you? How did you get over that?
My affirmations, they are key to transforming my negative thoughts. So my thought of, oh my gosh, I do not feel like doing this. Okay, y'all have to understand I'm a creative, right? And I'm spiritual. So I
Yeah.
don't want to do mundane things like content creation and things that the back end of the business is needed, that
Right.
payroll, that all of that, right? Yes, I want to make money and I want to have be able to do all that, but right? But I'm I'm at a position where right now it's just me doing
Right.
everything.
Mm,
Right? Like I
mm,
haven't gotten to a place where I feel comfortable enough to like, okay, you do this and you be over this and you be over that, so it's like literally, okay, this day is for these tasks. And usually the tasks that are mundane, I try to spread throughout the week so that I don't get too overwhelmed with mundaneness. Because I don't like to sit inside. I like to be outside in nature. I like to create things. I like to, I, yeah, I like to be talking to people. So sometimes where it's just like, oh, you have to sit behind this laptop for 2 and 3 hours. I don't like a lot of screen time. So
yeah.
during those times is okay, I literally have to say to myself, you cannot put this off. I'm big on putting things off. I was the biggest procrastinator. Okay. So I would say things to me like to myself like, oh, I could do this later. I could get this done later. But then I had to be honest with myself because this is just me running this business, and if you want it to succeed, you can't wait until tomorrow. You must have the discipline to do it. And it literally just boils down to that, getting and maintaining the discipline. If you say that this is what you want to do and you know that this is what you are supposed to be doing because this is your purpose, one, it don't even feel like real work. When I'm making my beads, like when I'm able to be creative, it don't feel like real work.
Mm,
I can sit in and do beads, and I can have phone sessions and tarot readings. And when I'm booked like that throughout my day, I have the best days because that
mm.
don't feel like work to me.
Purpose.
That's just me being, you know. Um, so it's the times where I have to like bog down and talk myself into getting some mundane things done is literally me reminding myself that who told me I have tomorrow? Who told me
Mm,
tomorrow's guaranteed?
mm,
Get it done today because that's what you have. And that's me also learning to stay present,
mm.
right? Because procrastination says, oh, I have until tomorrow. But do you? Like we constantly say life is short, but we don't live like life is short. So
Mm, that is so
so
true. That is so true.
you
That,
know, do you have until tomorrow? No, you don't. You have right now. So let's get it done right now. And then it's okay. And then once I get it done right now, I feel so much better. One, about myself, because I done accomplished something, right? That I didn't even feel like really doing.
yeah, yeah. From the
Right?
very beginning, you didn't even want to
From
do
the
it in the
very
first
beginning, I
place.
didn't even feel like doing it. But now that I've accomplished it, it's like,
Right.
oh my gosh, like,
Yeah.
yes, you did that. And I will give myself a high five because I don't, hey, I will high five myself, okay?
Right.
Because I give myself those kudos because I know how my thoughts used to be. There was a one point in time in my life, I could have never ran no business. Not no, not the way I thought. My thoughts wouldn't even allow it to come to fruition.
Mm.
My
It
thoughts wouldn't
sounds
even allow it.
it sounds like you obviously know exactly where you're at in life. Like I hear you used to procrastinate, but then you got over the procrastination. You found
Mm-hmm. Big
passion.
time. Yes.
So you
Purpose.
overcame overcame the procrastination. You found passion. Do you feel as though right now that you're living with purpose?
Oh, for sure. I am living within my purpose now, coming out of the behind the scenes. So at one point on this journey, I thought I was supposed to be in the background. I was the person to help other people find their light so that they could shine. Now, because that's what I would do. People that was around me, they would come and then all of a sudden they would leave and they would have this bright light and they're shining their beautifulness, right? And I love it. Yes, go shine and
Right,
be beautiful.
right, right.
And so now the universe is saying, okay, now you must do that. And for the longest time, you know,
Yep.
I was very much comfortable inside my cave of peace,
Right,
cave
right,
of peace now, okay? Because
right.
it was a peace that I had found within myself that others that has known me were not comfortable with me showing. And
Mm,
those that had was like getting to know me, it was more like oh, you got to prove that you really like this. And that's for the birds. I'm not proving nothing. I am who I am. I am what I am. And in my cave, I ain't got to be nothing but me.
mm. And
I
it's
don't have to
beauty.
perform and put on. Right.
Listen, there is beauty in being exactly who you are, not having to put on no fronts, no airs, no capping for nobody. Like literally, you're just being who you are, your authentic self. Whether you like me, love me, hate me, I know who I am at the
It
end of
took
the
me
day.
a long time to
Yeah.
get here because there was a point in time where I did care what not outside people thought, but I cared what family and close people thought.
Mm,
Right. And that mattered to me. So it got to a point now where it's just like, as long as I am happy with me, as long as I can look at me and be comfortable with me, I'm
mm.
cool with however because I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea and everybody don't drink tea anyway. So,
I mean, hey.
you just, as long, because I know my intent. I know my intent, but yeah, everybody don't drink tea, so everybody might not dig you, and I'm cool with that.
For sure.
I'm cool.
Hey.
At first, I thought, at one point, I thought everybody had to, like, especially family wise, like everybody should get along and it should be harmonious and da 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 da. Da. And it's just like, if your peace is going to be disrupted, no, absolutely not. Why?
Mm,
Radical self care. That's what I teach. Radical self care. You
radical.
first.
Mm.
Radical. Let's be radical about it.
Hey.
Because you think self-care is bubble baths and massages on the weekend. No, self-care is cutting and nipping things in the bud from the beginning. Before it even gets too far, before it goes beyond before you can catch yourself react negatively. Let's not even deal with it. For what? When you don't have to. You get to choose the things you want to participate in daily. Daily. You get to choose that. Every second of every moment of your life, you get to choose what you participate in. So if it doesn't make you happy, why are you participating in it?
Mm.
Ask yourself that question, because a lot of the times we are the problem. We the reason we going through the hardship that we going through, because we participate in negative, unsatisfying events, and then we mad at people when we the ones participating in it. No, I just stopped participating.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just stop. Yeah, yeah.
And
Because
choose
when,
peace over everything.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, stop participating
Peace
and
over
choose
everything.
peace. Yeah, yeah.
Peace
That's
over everything.
exact. That's it. Peace on heaven, because you
Yeah.
literally can have peace on heaven, like on earth as well. But literally, like
You
you
can
can
have,
have peace
yeah, you can have heaven on earth for sure.
for sure.
I'm one of those that believe that heaven and hell is a state of mind, right? It's how we think. If we think hellish things are going to happen, then we're going to live in that hellish world that we conjure up in our minds. If we think good things are going to happen, good things generally happen. Like, I came here to Charlotte with the thought that I was going to meet only genuine, authentic people. Anybody that was not genuine and authentic was going to be removed from my realm, because I was tired of performing and I was tired of people performing to me. I just want you to be you, and I just want to be me. See, you be you. I even wear it on my shirt.
Yeah,
You be
that's it.
you.
That's it.
Okay?
Yeah, you be you.
And what the universe did for me is I shifted my thoughts. So instead of thinking people were out to get me, I thought the universe was conspiring on my behalf to give me everything that I asked for. You entered my realm, the most genuine, authentic person I've met. You, you hear me? So, and then after that, it was just like a floodgate of beautiful, authentic, genuine people coming into my realm. And I had to literally, I found myself just like 3 weeks ago or something, just sitting around, just like, yo, you really asked for this and you are living everything you asked for. That's amazing.
Mm.
To be able to catch that you're living everything you asked for, I'm in heaven.
I agree.
I'm in heaven.
I believe that you're in heaven as well. And
Yeah.
just to piggyback off what you're saying, I just want to just say that I'm very proud of you for
Thank
all
you,
that you've
baby.
accomplished. You know, for making those strides and those moves, and
Yes.
even when it was taking you out of your comfort zone, you couldn't see it. I remember last year around the same time we talked about some of the same stuff, and I could just tell when it was going in one ear
Yeah.
and coming back out the same ear. And it's just so cool and so dope to see that a lot of it is now resonating, and to see the growth is just beautiful. So let me ask you one quick question before we end things. I want to know, there's
Mm-hmm.
somebody that's listening to this podcast right now, or they're watching us right now, right? And they have an idea, they have a creation, they're on edge for whatever reason. Um, they're listening to the opinions and the thoughts of other people, in
Mm.
terms of what it is that they shouldn't do, but they really want to live with purpose. What would you say to them on today?
I would tell them people and their opinions. One, just like that. I don't care who it is. Okay. Two, I would tell you anything that you feel like is your purpose, if you ignore it, the universe, spirit, God, whoever you look at to for you being your creator, they are going to continuously make you uncomfortable until you answer your call anyway. So just answer it. Don't ignore it on the behalf of other people because they're ignoring their call. Remind them to answer their call while you answer yours. That's all you got to do. And
Hey,
trust the process of life.
trust the process of life. If you said nothing else, you said trust the process of life throughout this podcast, and that is very
Yeah,
meaningful. Because if you literally do just that, I mean, like literally, the
that's
universe
it.
will release everything that you could have ever
That's
wanted,
it.
imagined, or desired. Let me ask you
Because the
last
universe
question.
wants us to have.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, they do.
That
Like the universe really wants you to have it.
everything you want, the universe wants you to have it. It's a matter of, do you believe you deserve it? Do you believe you deserve it? And if you take on the opinions of others, they will have you second guessing yourself, which is crazy because you. So why would you second guess you?
Facts.
Don't do that.
Big facts. Big facts. Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years when we get ready to get to that point? 3 5 years from now, we can look back and be like, okay, you said that's what you was
Three
gonna
to
do.
5 years. Wow, that's far. Okay. So as far as business is concerned, I'm growing this business consistently. So I see growth as far as my uh what you call this thing on,
Podcast, social media.
yeah, social media. Thank you. That's the word. You know, I
Yeah,
don't do this
yeah.
social media thing. So
I got you. I got you. I
but
got you.
I see me doing it more now.
Yeah.
Because that's where this is where it's leading me to, right? And I'm just following and trusting. So 3 to 5 years, although my ego would like for me to say I will be this place, that place, 3 to 5 years, I'm gonna be right where the universe wants me to be. That's my answer for you, baby.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that and run with it. I really will. I'll take that and run with it. I've enjoyed having
Yeah.
you on the show. Like I really
I
have.
enjoyed this. This is very
I've
cool,
enjoyed
dude.
this. This was dope. I told you, like literally, I told you, trust the. I told you, trust the
Yeah.
process.
Trust the process. Oh, and don't think that I be forgetting about the men. I don't forget about the men. This is a man's bracelet. It has tiger's eye with the lava beads. It's fillers. But you know, tiger's eye, that's for your third chakra, your solar plexus. So I don't forget about y'all men either, because men and women, we all need healing collectively.
Facts. Let the
Okay.
people know once again where they can find you and for more information to follow you on social media. Let them know.
All right. So for the kitchen store, it's Grace's Kitchen Store, and that's on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. I'm gonna start posting more, y'all. I promise. Um, and with the Healing with Grace, that is healing with no G. So heal in underscore with underscore Grace, and that's Instagram. It's all together on Facebook, Healing with Grace, no G again. And the website is healingwithgrace.com. It's still getting worked on, so you can go ahead and put your emails in and you'll be notified when the website is actually up and running. That's where you'll be able to order the beaded jewelry, you'll be able to order phone sessions, and you'll be able to order the chakra and aura sprays. Right now, for phone sessions and tarot readings and things of that nature, you can hit me on Facebook under Healing with Grace. There is a schedule. You can go ahead and schedule yourself one of those. And if the time slot is available, it'll let you schedule. And if it's not, go ahead and send me a DM and I might be able to switch some things around for you. So yeah, that's gonna be all of the social. Oh, and I'm Healing with Grace on TikTok too, but I'll start posting more over there too, guys.
All right. So what we're gonna
Okay,
do,
that's it.
we're gonna head over there to your social media. And by the time we get over there, hopefully you have some content posted for us to keep up with you. Tika, I've enjoyed you
Oh,
being on
don't
your
do that to me,
podcast.
D. But yes,
Hey, listen, I gotta throw some. I gotta,
okay.
I gotta put you out there. Got to give you some accountability. Go
Yes, you
back
do. You're
for
doing
sure.
it. You're doing it.
I'm proud of you
And I
for it.
love you for it. I love you for it.
For sure, for sure. You
I love you
always
for
know
it.
we're going to be able to support you. So I'm happy to have you on the podcast. I'm happy that you decided to come through, drop us with some valuable information, and I can't wait to do this again and have you back on. All right. So until then,
Yes,
thank
I
you
love it.
everybody.
Thank you.
Until then, thank y'all for joining in. You're listening to and tuned into the Believing in Your Purpose podcast. Y'all have a good one.